Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look back at the Breeders Cup Distaff and Torpedo Anna. She came, she saw, she conquered the Breeders' Cup. Let's watch the Distaff, Torpedo Anna from post position 2. A lot of things went her way in the weeks and hours leading up to the Distaff. We all wanted to see her face off with last year's Distaff winner, Idiomatic. That didn't work when Idiomatic came down with an injury and was retired. And then you could argue that her main competition, the Japanese filly, Awesome Result, well, she was withdrawn the day of the race. That left Torpedo Anna the best horse by far, the lone speed, and she takes them on a merry chase.
Yeah, I mean, she certainly caught some breaks, Dan. Leading up to the race, I don't think either one of us is going to sit here and suggest that she needed any help
Oh,
to be tough in here. She's just a really good horse, and this race was just never really in doubt. I mean, she easily made the lead in here. Raging Sea is going to sort of sit along or outside her, but she's not really pressing Torpedo Anna up the backstretch. And the way as good as she's been this year, Dan, if you think you're going to outsprint her the final, 5/16 of a mile, it's just not going to happen.
not after you go 23.81 and basically 48 for the half. And Torpedo Anna's wonderful tactical speed is one of her greatest assets, and that she can put herself anywhere Brian Hernandez wants. Raging Sea is basically a one-run closer. We saw that in her big victory over Idiomatic in the personal ensign. The fact that Flavien Prat had to have her this close to the pace and on a hard chase shows they're not going fast at all. They basically run 1, 2, 3 around the track. Prat did everything he could to win this race. He's in with a chance here, but Torpedo Anna with this sort of trip is just too good.
Pratt's a great rider, and he knows what he needs to do in these races. That's why he's probably going to win the Eclipse Award this year, Dan. And he put Raging Sea in a position to win this race if she was good enough. It just turns out she's not good enough. But she's a very good second in this race, clearly second best in this race. She had an overall really, really strong campaign for Chad Brown. Even if her, major Grade 1 win, was sort of a result of circumstance, she still ran really well in that race, and she ran really well here. She's only second best.
Certainly did, but as you mentioned, certainly only second best behind Torpedo Anna, who took them gate to wire at odds of 2 to 5. We'll get to her in a second. Raging Sea, a very, very good performance to finish second. Well, Raging Sea did beat Idiomatic in the personal ensign, Mike. Do you think Idiomatic is still going to be champion older mare?
Yeah, she almost has to be. And not taking anything. And again, Raging Sea had a really good year this year, Dan. Not taking anything away from her, but she didn't run the best race in that personal ensign. Idiomatic, I think everybody sort of recognizes that. And it's not like Idiomatic didn't do anything else the rest of the year. The rest of her campaign was just, typical great stuff from her.
Todd Pletcher put blinkers on the 3-year-old filly Candide, hoping perhaps that she would stay a little bit closer to the pace. She did. And hoping that she would change leads. She didn't. She still ran very well to be third, although if Candide was ever going to be third in a Breeders' Cup Distaff, it might have been the 2024 one.
Yeah, just didn't really have to do anything here. Sat the pocket. The blink. I sort of agree with your take there. The blinkers didn't seem like they made any real difference at all. She chased through the stretch, couldn't gain any ground. Was sort of a non-factor third here. There was just nobody behind her, so she held on for third.
Perhaps she will continue to mature, though, and Todd Pletcher indicated after the race that we will see Candide back in 2025 for a 4-year-old campaign. And with maturity, if she sort of figures out her lead changes and her mechanical issues, maybe we'll see Candide be a force in the older filly and mare division. The problem is, as we take a closer look at the winner, Torpedo Anna is coming back for more next year, according to Kenny McPeak, and that's a lot of trouble for a lot of horses. She earned a 100 Beyer speed figure winning the Breeders' Cup. She'll be based down at the fairgrounds. Kenny mentioned a race like the Beholder Mile up in March as perhaps a 4-year-old debut. We'll probably see her in races like the Apple Blossom and La Troyenne.
Be interesting to see if they just keep her against fillies next year or take another crack at the boys. Either way, in these filly races, she's just going to be an absolute handful, Dan. She did not have to get down to near her best for this Breeders' Cup win, and she just dominated.
She will not only be 3-year-old filly, but Mike, I think it's safe to say she's horse of the year.
Yeah, it really seems like that's kind of a no-brainer at this point.
6 for 7 in 2024, the only loss coming by a scant head to Fierceness in her one and only try against boys, the Midsummer Derby, the Travers. Just a wonderful filly is Torpedo Anna, daughter of Fast Anna. She's won 8 of 10 with 2 seconds, almost $4 million in the bank, and she'll be back in 2025. Let's take a look at the prices. Not much to talk about. Torpedo Anna, $280. Made it seem like a piece of cake. Raging Sea second, Candide third, Torpedo Anna, potentially horse of the year and deservedly so. Hey buddy, you look like you're in need of a winner, and just remember, if you like and subscribe right over here, you can get all of the great content on DRF.com, including Race of the Day, stakes previews, and lots more, featuring me and my superb selections. Trust me, you're not going to regret it.